Thank you guys for tuning in again. Welcome to my podcast. On today's episode, we're going to talk about Alzheimer's disease. Well, what exactly is Alzheimer's? Alzheimer's is a progressive disease that destroys memory and other important mental functions. Well, in our last episode, I asked you guys to leave me a couple questions on what would you like to know about Alzheimer's disease. So let's just jump into that. So the first question, how would you describe Alzheimer's disease? Well, I would describe it as basically the cells in your brain, they degenerate. So it eventually destroys your memory and different parts of your brain and other mental functions. So basically when your cells die in your brain. Question 2. Can you give a description of the brain with someone who has Alzheimer's? This is a really good question. So, for a person who has Alzheimer's, a healthy brain has about 10 million neurons. And you also have specialized cells that process and transmit information through chemical signals. So they receive messages between different parts of the brain, and from the brain to the muscles and organs of the body. So basically, a person brain who has Alzheimer's disease, basically the neurons are injured and they die throughout the connections between the neurons. So your brain signals will start messing up. And then the different regions in your brain eventually will begin to shrink. So Alzheimer's disease disrupts the communication among the neurons, and it results in the loss of function and cell death. Well, folks, let's get into our last question. How is Alzheimer's treated and how does it work? Okay, so Alzheimer's is treated by donepezil, rivastigine, and galantamine. So basically, they all prevent an enzyme from breaking down acetylcholine. Okay, so this helps it be more acetylcholine in the brain, which leads to better communication between the nerves.